Had been deciding whether I wanted to leave and find somebody else after our youngest turns 18. I'm not done yet, man. Woman rolls. Whoa, that's wrong. Rolls her eyes after being proposed to. That was Ebonics. Let me see. Yes, after being proposed to.
Was she an ebony?
A what?
Ebony.
Not.
You said ebonic, so she
Yeah.
rolled her eyes. So I'm asking.
Well, I don't think it says so, but let's read the text to see whether you think it she is or not.
Okay.
Okay. And I quote, I want to apologize to everybody I have offended with my third update because there have been multiple updates. This is the fourth update.
Okay.
It's
You
not my
got
intent.
four.
Yeah, it's not my intention to look down on anybody, but I wish there was more understanding about her situation, of course.
Mm.
And especially since I had nobody to talk to.
Mm.
Nobody responded to anything I had to say in my life. Nothing to say when I cried, pleaded, and explained. That's what we call a disclaimer or excuse. Let's see. I have left my ex's house. I left a day before the sheriff was supposed to come.
The sheriff.
I could not stand my ex's stunts anymore. Yeah, I have left my ex's house. I could not stand my ex's stunts anymore. Saying goodbye to my daughter nearly broke me, but I am committed to finding a way to see her regularly. Um, well, she's basically saying a lot of things about how she felt. Uh, but we can go straight to the story. Yesterday after dinner, my boyfriend of 52 years of age, a boyfriend for they've been together for 30 years, proposed to me, a woman of 53 years of age. So she's 1 year older. Basically, they're the same age, more or less. He just walked towards me holding a box and said to open it. It was a ring. And I had pictured this moment a million different times, but never thought I'd be so uh, apathetic. My boyfriend then said that he was retired now and wants to kick back and enjoy life with me and would love to do it all with me as his wife. A nice speech and all, but from the 5 year mark of our relationship onwards, I had been making clear my deep desire to marry and was consistently dismissed given empty promises. Gaslit. We had been through the gamut with the therapy, and one counselor implied that me telling him we needed to go to therapy and getting his butt on the couch still means nothing if his mind has been made up. I was in denial about the fact that he was just giving me the false illusion of progress to stall. My boyfriend and I have 4 kids. The oldest 3 are adults, while the youngest is 15. She was sleeping over elsewhere when all this went down. All of her kids went to a private school filled with typical Southern soccer parents. I had to endure PTA mom's jabs about me not sharing a last name with my kids. Preteen years were hell because the other kids would taunt my kids by saying your dad would rather sin and go to hell than, than marry your mom.
Oh,
My boy,
that's the kind of community they live in. Okay, clear.
Bible thumpers. My boyfriend's mom would tell him marriage would be selfish on my part. It's just a piece of paper. My boyfriend ended up rising up the ranks until he became an executive.
Mm.
I was a stay at home mom, so I felt like there was always a power imbalance.
What?
Excess exasperated by the fact I could be tossed anytime. Some women would like that. I partly did stay because I wanted my kids to have the best life and because I felt lucky and proud to be partnered with such an intelligent, successful man, but also because I loved him. I loved him. Past tense. These past few years, my boyfriend's career has taken a downturn. He will never be poor, but the company he was part of took a nosedive during 2020, and he had made enemies out of associates and board members.
Mm.
I had to take a sip of coffee for that one. He decided to step back from his role and take the generous severance agreed upon. Now he is living off his investments and wants to relax. So he's a smart man. You would call
He
him
said
something.
he's a smart man earlier. Few
I
sentences
did,
ago.
yeah. I did not like how his career ended and how he treated people, and had been deciding whether I wanted to leave and find somebody else after our youngest turns 18. I'm not done yet, man. That
Bro,
was a
what's wrong with people? Oh man. Hey, continue,
So
continue.
the proposal was a shock because I should hope that he noticed I have avoided conversations about the future as of late. He rattles on about downsizing our house so we can travel and also cutting back on our other expenses. But we're not married, so it's all his money slash house anyway. He did notice my eye roll and was offended. He asked what's wrong, and I said that suddenly now that he's downsizing, I'm good enough to marry. He got mad and said that
Oh no, what the heck? Continue, continue. What is this?
uh, I suddenly think our relationship is disrespectful and started implying I was a gold digger. I was so angry, I walked out and said I might just go out looking for a respectful relationship because I don't know what respect is anymore. So, KR, your thoughts?
What do you want me to say, man? Yo, some people throw their own. Uh, hey, yo, what?
Do you think her reasons are valid, or is she self-sabotaging?
She's self sabotage. Definitely self sabotage. So she's taking things out of context like crazy. So now he's downsizing. She's good enough. What kind of what kind? Yo, that's a weird way of thinking. That's a
Yeah, I would
interesting
think so.
way of viewing this whole thing.
Yeah.
Um. So one thing, the thing with marriage is that if a man is not ready, he won't propose to you. That's a fact. Some people get um pressured into proposing. He's not one of them because he's used to pressure as an executive.
Hmm.
So he won't bend like people do with Diddy. And basically he waited for the right time. He thought this is now a good time, and he wants to relax a little bit. He's worked hard his whole life, provided for his family, who he thinks is his family, and yeah,
It
I
seems to me like everything that she was saying was things that other people were saying. So
yep.
other people were saying things, and she let that go to her head. Now there is an update, and there are three updates. I started with the last update, but the third update is, um, and I'm gonna read it completely because it's also long. But it says the unconscionable happened. A judge is letting my ex-boyfriend evict me. A judge who is supposed to uphold the laws of fairness, morality, and for years I assumed kindness found in favor of my ex-husband, of my ex-boyfriend.
That's her still.
Yeah, that's her.
So
Yeah.
he kicked her out.
Well, she said that she would leave, right? And apparently she asked for an eviction, saying that it's not her house. I mean, if they had gotten married, then she would have probably had something to say. But
This is why he didn't marry her. This might sound fucked up. This might
yeah, I mean, this is always a risk that
sound-
stay at home wives and stay at home mothers always talk about, is that when they're dependent on one source of income, on the man, they feel like the man can kick them out at any given point in time. As KS used to say, KR, you chose the man. So
Yeah, but the thing is this, and this is the self-sabotaging of this, right? She
mm,
always wanted to marry him, but he didn't want to marry her on her time. He wanted to marry her on his time.
yeah,
She didn't like that. He wants to marry her now. She doesn't want to marry him and wants to start all over again with someone else.
yeah,
So he wants to. So it's not like he's throwing her out. She threw herself out. I think KS Kevin Samuels is has been saying this, and I think the statistics are that most of the time it's the women that break up relationships.
yes,
So in this case, it's not like he is replacing her. He wanted to continue with her, and the fear is more, and maybe it's projection a lot of times. These fears, because you're projecting that what's going in your mind on
mm,
someone else.